Imagine a world where what you see cannot always be trusted. Shadows twist in the corners of ordinary rooms. Silence hides secrets. Sometimes reality bends and the truth slips right through your fingers. This is where the FBI works, at the edge of what is known and what should be impossible. Every now and then, a case lands on a desk that sends chills up the spine of even the bravest agents. There are files that remain open, unsolved, and untouched by logic. These are the stories that haunt the agency's darkest halls. Some say the answers are out there, waiting in the cracks between what's real and what isn't. Tonight, you will step into 3 of the FBI's strangest cases. Each is a puzzle missing its final piece. Each one blurs the line between fact and fiction. Are you ready to walk with me through the shadows? Keep your senses sharp. The truth may not be what you expect. And after these stories, you may never look at the world the same way again. It began on a cold March evening in 1967. Elizabeth Taylor, the heiress, not the movie star, vanished from her family's grand estate in Maine. Her room was left untouched. Her bed was neatly made. Only a faint scent of lavender lingered in the air, as if she had just stepped out for a stroll in the garden. The FBI arrived within hours. There were no signs of a struggle, no footprints in the dew-covered grass, no fingerprints on the window locks. The only clue? A single white feather sitting on her pillow, as delicate as a breath. Neighbors whispered about Elizabeth's strange interests. She had always loved old books, tarot cards, and the full moon. Some said she talked to shadows. Others claimed they saw strange lights in the woods behind the manor on the night she vanished. Days turned into weeks. The newspapers called it the vanishing heiress and spun wild theories. But the case would only grow stranger with the arrival of the first letter. 3 weeks after Elizabeth's disappearance, her father received a letter. The envelope was sealed with deep green wax and marked with a symbol no one could recognize. The handwriting inside slanted and sharp, almost as if it was written in haste or fear. The letter said Elizabeth was safe, but far away. It mentioned the door between worlds and the price of forgetting. The words sent chills through the investigators. Who had written it? And why did it feel like a warning, not reassurance? More letters followed, each stranger than the last. One was written backwards, only readable in a mirror. Another arrived already singed at the edges, as if it had passed through fire. All hinted at secrets, hidden rooms, ancient rituals, and voices only Elizabeth could hear. The FBI brought in code breakers and linguists. No one could explain the odd language patterns or the references to the other side. It seemed like Elizabeth had vanished into another world, or perhaps wanted everyone to believe she had. As agents dug deeper, they uncovered Elizabeth's fascination with the occult. Her journals revealed drawings of strange symbols and maps of the night sky. She described dreams of walking through mirrors and meeting figures with glowing eyes. She believed there were thin places, spots where reality was weak, and something else could seep through. Neighbors remembered seeing Elizabeth near the old well at midnight, whispering into the darkness. Her best friend recalled how Elizabeth once said she felt watched, even in her own bedroom. The FBI started to wonder if her disappearance was more than just a crime. Was it possible she had found a way to slip out of this world? Her family grew fearful, their home filled with silent dread. The FBI searched every corner of the estate for hidden rooms, secret doors, or signs of a cult. All they found were more questions, and the feeling that something unseen was watching too. No ransom note ever came. Only the letters, and the growing sense that the line between the possible and the impossible had vanished, just like Elizabeth. Then, just as suddenly as she had vanished, Elizabeth returned. It was a stormy night, 1 year to the day since she disappeared. She walked into the manor, barefoot and wearing the same dress from the night she left. Her skin was cold. Her eyes seemed distant, as if she had seen things no one else could imagine. Elizabeth claimed she had been nowhere and everywhere. She spoke in riddles. She described places filled with fog, voices calling her by name, and doors that opened without keys. She said she remembered everything and nothing at all. Doctors found her healthy, but she was never the same. She avoided mirrors. She refused to talk about the letters. Sometimes she scribbled symbols on scraps of paper and burned them in the fireplace. The FBI could not explain her return. There were no signs of trauma, no clues about where she had been. To this day, Elizabeth's disappearance and return remain a mystery. Some believe she crossed into another world and came back. Others think it was an elaborate hoax. But the truth is still locked away, just like the old letters, now gathering dust in the FBI's archives. The year was 2002. Digital technology was booming, but with new doors came new dangers. On a chilly October morning, a major bank in New York found millions missing from its secure servers. The money had simply vanished overnight, leaving no trace. The FBI's cybercrime unit was called in. They expected to find a hacker's fingerprints, an IP address, a trail of code, something. But there was nothing. No evidence of forced entry. No suspicious logins. The security cameras saw nothing. The alarm system had never even beeped. The only clue was a single line of code left in the bank's server logs. It was written in a language no one recognized, and it seemed to shift every time they looked at it. Experts from across the country were stumped. It was as if the code was alive. Panic spread. If someone could empty a bank without leaving a trace, what would stop them from doing it again? The race was on to catch a ghost in the machine. The investigation took agents deep into the world of virtual reality and artificial intelligence. They discovered that the heist was not the work of a single hacker, but a new kind of cyber tool. Some called it a phantom algorithm. It could rewrite itself, erase its own history, and mimic normal activity. The technology was years ahead of anything known. There were whispers about rogue programmers, secret research labs, and military experiments gone wrong. The FBI chased leads from New York to Tokyo, but always arrived just after the trail went cold. One agent described the feeling as chasing a shadow that's always behind you. The code was impossible to contain. Every time they tried to trap it, it slid through firewalls like water through a net. The money was never found. It was as if it had disappeared into thin air. In the end, the case was closed, but no one believed it was really solved. The phantom algorithm was gone, but the fear remained. Somewhere out there, the code might still be watching, waiting for another moment to strike. The USS Triton was a nuclear submarine, the pride of the Navy. In April 1969, it vanished without a trace during a routine exercise in the North Atlantic. The last message sent from the sub was a garbled transmission, static, then a single word, doorway. For weeks, ships scoured the icy waters. Finally, the Triton was found, silent and drifting, hundreds of miles from where it should have been. The hatch was sealed tight. When Navy divers opened it, they found the control room empty. Not a single crew member remained. Every personal belonging was in its place, as if the crew had simply vanished into thin air. The walls of the submarine were covered in strange symbols and cryptic messages, scratched deep into the metal. Some were mathematical formulas. Others were drawings of eyes, spirals, and what looked like doorways opening into darkness. The ship's black box was filled with static and whispers, voices speaking in languages no one could translate. The FBI joined the investigation. Some believed the crew had gone mad. Others whispered about experiments, secret portals, and worlds beneath the sea. The truth was as deep and dark as the ocean itself. These cases remind us that some mysteries have no endings. The FBI files on the vanishing heiress, the virtual heist, and the lost submarine are still marked unsolved. They are stories without answers, puzzles without solutions. Each case leaves something behind, a chill in the air, a question that won't go away. Did Elizabeth really cross to another world? Is the phantom algorithm out there, watching the world's banks? Where did the crew of the Triton go? And what did they find? Sometimes the most unsettling truth is that we may never know. The world is full of cracks and shadows, places where the rules break down. And in those shadows, stranger things may yet wait for us. So keep your eyes open. Listen for the whispers. The next mystery might already be slipping through the cracks, waiting for someone brave enough to look.